Hey guys, it's Georgie, and this time I'm bringing a Mountain Pass replay against Wonka. I actually wanted to bring this game up just because, quick spoiler, this isn't going to be a turtle break. And I think Mountain Pass is not necessarily the best map, but when you don't turtle on it, there's a lot of different things that can happen, and I feel clans don't have a lot of experience playing this map against things that aren't turtles because of how frequently it is. And unfortunately, that means you also really have to bring a comp that's designed to turtle break, when you're going into a game blind against this. So, for example, my comp has these double RD, we have a lot of Type 5s, we have a lot of V4s. This is very much set up to be a turtle break. Now, obviously, based off of what we're spotting, this is not a turtle break. Wonka has gone out and been rather aggressive. So we have our IS-7s that have come across the lake, and they're now in hold down locations to spot, anything that's trying to cross over to that kind of H3, H4 area. And then our V4s have pushed aggressively across the road to kind of start spotting down that lane as well, and they can start applying pressure. So all of these tanks that we've lit in this area, these Type 5s, can't really move. And that Jaegeru goes down to a combination of the 57s, the Type 5s, and the RD. Now, the Type 5s are really strong in this location for a couple of reasons. But mostly just because they're an HE gun, it's not going to bounce, which means you just have a lot less RNG to worry about, and those Type 5s are now actually rotating to support this kind of mid lane, because these Type 5s are starting to push up on the 113s V4s that have been aggressive here. And they're now starting to get some really good damage into this. So, clearly we're starting to drop some tanks in this area, but so far it's been even trades. Artie is getting some really nice shots into this area. And these V4s have gotten across, so the 57s and the S-Conks are trying to put shots into that right now. We got a bat chat watching this kind of road down here just to be on the safe side, just because you do have to always try to keep in mind how many tanks have been lit. And we only just got that 15th tank to pop up, and that's that question mark. You can see there's an S-Conk that's starting to move up there as well. So, always try to keep in the back of your head, how many tanks have been spotted, and what does that mean? Where could they possibly be if they haven't been spotted? So, still tied at 4, but these Type 5s, the Mouse, the 5A that just slid off, have taken a lot of damage crossing. The IS-7s are actually even putting shots now into these guys as they try to cross this bridge into the Type 5. The IS-7s have these cross shots, and they're available to put those cross shots in because of the support they're getting from these 57s, these S-Conk, and of course from Artie shooting across when it is that we're actually loaded and looking at that. So this Mouse and this Type 5 take a lot of damage in this area as a result. Now, Wonka is starting to recognize that, these are clip tanks, so if they time this properly on this push to the IS-7, these 57 heavies will be reloading, and that's exactly what they're doing now. They're starting a push into these IS-7s because they need to get rid of them, and they've timed it so that the 57 heavies have just dropped their clips, and so they're not capable of supporting as effectively as they would need to. These Type 5s are still tied up looking across the bridge, and so it's just these 57s and these S-Conks, and Wonka's goal is to take out these IS-7s before the 57 heavies and the S-Conks can reliably start putting shots into this. And you'll see they're starting to clip up now. This S-Conk is going to take some shots. Artie's going to put some shots into the V4. I should actually be able to finish him here. No. So, this V4 is now started to come around as well. I have to reposition because Artie. This bat chat's going to start coming in along the side. And really this, they only have the one Mouse hanging out here, so these Type 5s need to start rotating. That's actually a mistake on my part of not starting to take this over more. You can see the 57 heavies, they don't have a lot of armor, so they have taken a pretty decent amount of damage in trading across there. The Type 5s, however, are still very healthy, and so that's what needs to be leveraged right now. And Peach in his bat chat is actually full HP as well. So he's going to start looking for an opportunity to kind of come in and clip out a tank or two. And the bat chat can be really strong in that kind of mid to late game situation where people are at half HP, it's at full, and it can come in and click. So a good offsite bat chat will preserve its HP for situations like this, and you can actually see Peach is going in on this S-Conk, and he'll be able to get that S-Conk basically for free. I'm going to be able to get this V4 here. And basically, this is a game that we're trying to keep slow right now. Peach does a really good job of picking up that S-Con. And the reason we're trying to keep it slow is we have double RD. We know they only have one. Therefore, it benefits us more for this to be a slower paced game. We also have some pretty good positioning right now. You know, Wonka has this 1v4 on the edge, but the rest of their tanks are actually kind of trapped in this central location here. And as a result, you know, it's something that we have a much better chance of being able to trade well and pick up damage with. The 57 heavies have rotated towards watching this kind of mid-road, and the Type 5s have rotated towards watching the center. Now, you know, the V4 here goes down. S-Con gets good pending shots on it, but the Type 5s were able to get some good shots into it as well, which is key. But these Type 5s, again, having the more HP, we're now trying to utilize that. We're trying to put them on the front line. We're trying to get them to be the tanks that are constantly trading, constantly working, so that, you know, we're starting to share our HP by the nature of where we're putting our tanks. Type 5s are going to start getting aggressive into this bull. The S-Conk and the 5A are starting to push out wide, and they're going to start looking to maybe clear out this end. And so we have a V4 that's pushed out, and he should go down shortly. This E3 is kind of by himself after that, and at this point, you know, it's about mopping up and just kind of not throwing anything. These 57s are able to get aggressive and start putting side shots in here, and so you know, and the Type 5s are able to put side shots in as well. These 57s get aggressive across the hill, and really we've kind of progressed to the point where we're just kind of mopping this game up. So, you know, you can see based off of comp that Wonka was really kind of expecting the turtle break here too. They only brought one RD, but all of those Type 5s, you know, the S-Kongs, the high alpha tank destroyers to trade on corners, you're really in a situation here where, you know, it's about trying to break a turtle, you know, and then you're more surprised and then can choose to react a certain way if the enemy team doesn't turtle. I think that's a little unfortunate. I think that, you know, the fact that so many teams do turtle on this map means you get far fewer games like this. And I also think that leads to a lack of understanding of how this map works when you do need to play like this. I think you'll often see a lot of teams who are really, really practiced at turtle breaking on this map because it's just what they're used to. It doesn't necessarily mean they're successful, but, you know, the comps that you'll see are almost, okay, we're assuming they're going to turtle, we'll bring our double RD, we'll bring our lots of Type 5s, we'll bring our lots of high alpha tank destroyers, and let's see what we can do to turtle break. And when you don't do that, you get games like this one that can really be a lot better, or at least a lot more fun to play in. And so I wanted to bring a game that had that. And so we'll finish this out, as every game should, with RD on RD violence.